So controller, right bro, homie, fly father. Swim on differently, you got the wrong Skywalker. Try harder, I move by the money only. Father, son, feed your fam, that nobody told me. These the last days, I'm analyzing things closer. Wild West, Villa plastered on the warning poster. We was youngins put in place by the older guard. Guerrero over y'all, splash niggas, no regard. Hiss at the sunlight, a vampire Morpheus. Say the drama for that daytime Maury shit. Bout my business like the suits down on Bay Street. Old but some twisting niggas up, hoist greasy. Hands never shaky for the cool, need no lecture. For I seen horrors like horrors of Santa Presca. Survived on my own, cause pops had me like Victor Stone. Prodigal son vibes, hand stained Victor's home.
New villain, what's the deal, baby?
Chillin', how you feeling?
Chillin', man, how you? I appreciate your time. Thank you for popping out for me.
No problem. I appreciate you for coming through.
Man, no doubt. So it's right on time. You saying you got a project dropping tomorrow?
Absolutely. The Mind of Hugo Strange 2, Friday the 13th, which is tomorrow. 10 joints. Yeah.
So you got some projects out already. Tell us about what's already in circulation.
Absolutely, if I can remember all of them. It started off with From the Villain with Love Volume 1. I have From the Villain with Love Volume 2. This might be out of order. Volume 3, Hugo Strange 1. Super Villain Team Up. There's so much, there's a lot, but that's just to give you a start.
That's most recent, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So how long you been putting projects out and doing music and? First,
yeah.
Tell everybody about yourself. Where you from? Tell them we in the y'all call it the six or?
Yeah, you can call it the six.
How y'all rapping out here, man?
We in the city, right? We in the city. We in Toronto. I'm originally from the east side. Grew up on the west side. A little city just out. A little city just outside of the city called Brampton.
Brampton. Okay,
yeah.
I saw that when I was searching. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. Repping Canada all day.
Okay. So now, at what age did you get into music and decide you was gonna start rapping? And
good question. I always had a love for music. I was super young. I think when I heard the first Method Man album around that time, very enamored by what was going on. And even before that, I had an older brother too, that listened to a lot of Big Daddy Kane. So I remember that specifically on Much Music. We have a thing, it's like y'all MTV, right? So on Much Music, Rap City, I remember Big Daddy Kane playing in the house nonstop. Okay. Yeah.
So y'all was on the same thing we on then?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Y'all get at the same speed and everything when it dropped down there, y'all get it up here?
Back then, maybe not.
But now?
Maybe just a little bit slower, but right now everything we on point. With everything that y'all got at the same time here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's like the premier artist you was listening to coming up? Like who was you into besides Kane and
Wu-Tang, Nas, like I was telling you before, big Queens fan, so anything that really came out of Queens. So CNN, Noriega's my favorite rapper, and that's I don't wagon jump, but from back then, from War Report, Noriega's been my favorite rapper. So a lot of CNN, Mob, Nas, like I said, that whole Queensbridge, Queens movement. Like I said, Wu-Tang, and I could go all the different members, but yeah, different members for different reasons. And like even some of the B groups, I hate to call it B groups, but you know, the Wu-Tang B groups, like Killer Army, was a big Killer Army fan. Yeah.
So while all of that was going on back in New York, what was going on here musically?
I think that's where we had to catch up.
So y'all were getting it from us?
Yeah, we was getting it from us, and even our big acts were going to y'all, right? I'm a little bit younger, but I still can remember, like Maestro Fresh West, Let Your Backbone Slide. He's a Canadian artist, and I think a lot of people, they either don't know that, right? Not either, they don't know that.
What about, isn't Cardinal official?
Cardinal,
okay.
Yeah, Cardinal. Now, Cardinal's part of a collective called The Circle. Mm-hmm. So you had guys from out west, Vancouver, you had guys from the city here. So yeah, there was Cardinal, there's Choclair, I don't know if you heard of Choclair.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah. Julie Black,
Okay.
But yeah. There was quite a few of them. A lot of their names escape me, but yeah.
Did any of them have any influence on you coming up?
It's gonna sound horrible. Not really, not musically. I saw what they did, and it was something to attain, right? Because it's like no one in the city really, since Maestro Fresh West, no one since then was really doing it that big. So for that, like, definitely commend them and salute them. But I think my generation, the ones after, we were kind of doing different music. It just sounded different.
So now I see you got the mask on. You always got the mask.
Absolutely.
Is that like something that you picked up from, like, say, from Wu-Tang, from like Ghost?
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of the younger generation, they automatically go to Doom, right? MF Doom. Definitely a big inspiration, but the first person I saw with the mask was Ghost. And
Absolutely.
that, right?
Absolutely.
So most definitely Ghost is a big influence. Big Ray and Ghost fan. Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that they influence your music as well, or
Absolutely.
the whole style and everything?
Absolutely. I wouldn't say everything, but the aesthetics, I use a lot of clips and stuff where Wu-Tang did too. I find it adds like a cinematic feel to the songs, and that's how I felt listening to those guys' music coming up. Like, you know, walking road and hearing even just something like Mobb Deep, Nighttime Vultures, and you hear the little vultures, or whatever, like it just sets a whole different, whole scene. So I definitely did pick it up from, that generation. Yeah.
So now, what is going on out here as far as the business of music? Like, is it the same, or is it still hand-to-hand music out here, or is everything digital streaming?
A lot of it's digital. I see a lot of guys going like direct to customer, which is, I see that.
Downloads and stuff.
Like direct to customer, cut out the middleman, which I think is really dope, which is something I've been thinking about. But yeah, for the most part, everyone's doing the streaming thing. And vinyls and physicals. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I always tell people this, the next steps in CDs is kind of gone. Flash drives.
Flash drives, eh?
So you put your stuff on the flash drive and you sell the flash
Pass it
drive
out.
like it would be the CD.
That might be a good idea, actually.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it brings the physical sale back and puts it in your hand.
In their hands,
That's what I like. I'm a fan of that. You know, what do you think about where we are musically right now? The hip hop culture, all the stuff that's in the forefront.
I think, I mean, a lot of people would disagree, but I think we're in a good space. You have everything for everyone. You have stuff for the emos, you have stuff for the hard cats, you have stuff for the trappers, you have stuff for the nerds, you know? So, yeah, I think there's a little bit of everything for everyone. And I think it's at a point right now where people are comfortable. You still have the people saying or spitting things that aren't really their life. But at the same point, you have a lot of people really just giving you their life as boring as they might think it is, right? It is. But yeah,
okay,
that's what hits, I think. Yeah.
What do you think is missing from the culture right now?
That's a good question. I think really what's missing is feel in the music. A lot of it is cookie cutter and trying to catch a lick with the algorithms, and instead of just making music, you know what I mean? You get caught up in I need to catch on to the algorithms and do this, and I need to have a this type of hook, and I have to have a Griselda type beat, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's too formulated now. Whereas where we come back to the Dooms and the Wu-Tangs, when you listen to it, it doesn't sound formulated. It sounds like darts flying at you. It just happens to be that there is a hook there, or there, you know what I mean? But yeah.
What do you think about the fact that social media dictates if you're popular, if you're this, and how many people know about you, and it's not so much your skill anymore? What do you think about that?
It's definitely a gift and a curse, I think. Because in some aspect you have people that that have no talent really and aren't really saying anything. They're being seen and they're being heard because they know how to navigate social media, right?
If they got the money to put behind their projects or whatever the case be, or
But if you look at it another way, wouldn't it make the other ones, because it makes me work harder to create a presence, period. Not just social media, presence musically, social media, wherever. Because I see that and I understand, right? I'm not going to cry over the spilled milk. I'm not going to cry over it. I'm going to take action. I'm going to make myself, push myself out to the forefront, make myself seen, right?
do you do a lot of performances and stuff like that? A lot of shows?
When they come up, I can't say they come up every week, but when they come up...
Is there a big lane for that out here? Are there like a lot of underground shows and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, as opposed to back in the days, definitely picked up. So there are a lot of underground shows. I mean, there's one tonight at the Opera, Styles P, right? So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And Canada's a place, especially Toronto, they know they're American artists. They're starting to catch on that we have talent out here too, right? There's a lot of dope acts out here.
Do you think that Canada's been being overlooked?
Slept on, heavy.
Yeah. Like
heavy.
the only person you hear about really is
Drake.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's tons more artists out here.
Yeah, and that's just one side of it. You know what I mean? There's artists that don't do music like Drake. It's dope. I give him his cred. And I think a lot of people on road will tell you the same thing. It's just not the same type. It's more poppy. It's not the same type of music that a lot of us don't. It's not a lot of us don't feel it, but a lot of us don't really listen to that on the day to day. Not my generation.
Is there a big underground scene out here?
Yeah, huge.
Yeah?
Yeah, huge.
Okay. Like where do you go for that? Like what's
Like
on a night like tonight, where could I go for an underground show or to hear some underground hip hop?
Well, see, you're not gonna hear things again every week. I think that's just how it is out here. You're not gonna hear things every week.
It's not, constant.
No, not constant. And I think that's what we gotta work on. But you hear every other week. There is I forget the actual spot, but me and the homies were gonna judge a beat battle there. But they do a lot of this actually in the city. The producers get together, run samples, cut samples, and they make beats. All in
a crowd environment.
Exactly, a crowded environment. It's
that's
actually really dope. But yeah, we're gonna be me and the homies, No Face Crew. We're gonna be judging a beat battle. So yeah, stuff like that happens like every other week, like you know what I mean, every 2 weeks. But it's not constant.
No Face Crew. That's the crew you run with.
Yeah. So
a group or
Falcon Outlaw. So yeah, we like a group or like a collective. So it's like a Wu-Tang, right? So everyone is like, we do our solo things and then we click up like Voltron. So a No Face Crew is actually Falcon Outlaw, which he's a legend out here, right? So Falcon Outlaw, it's his actually brainchild, and he actually asked me to
be a part of it.
Exactly, and
Okay.
I'm blessed to be a part of it.
How many?
There's 4 of us. Now, 3 of us are active right now, 1 ain't active right now, right? But it's just, family, life gets in the way.
Yeah,
right? So,
absolutely.
Yeah, but there's 3 of us heavily active. So King Bandolero, he does production, he raps as well, but mainly production. He kills the production, and then Falcon Outlaw.
Does he do the production on your projects or?
No, we feature a lot. I have a lot of work with him. It just hasn't come out yet. With Bando, we have a few singles and actually a video on YouTube. We have 2 albums done, but like it just hasn't come out yet. It just hasn't been the time. But he's featured on Volume 2 from the Villa with Love. He's actually on that.
I noticed like you the last project you dropped, it's everybody's projects nowadays are really short.
Yeah.
7 songs, 5 songs.
Yeah.
But you had a full-length project.
Mm-hmm.
What made you drop a full-length project rather than?
I like the full lengthers, and again, I grew up in the era where albums were like 20 joints deep, right? I'm used to it. And at the same time, it depends on the producer. If the producer, like NK, is a beast, so NK will send me a pack, and it's like I damn near use everything on the pack, right? So it's like after we're said and done, honestly, It was supposed to be volume 1 and volume 2. But volume 2 had enough for 2 volumes, so we split that for volume 2 and volume 3. So I could have made volume 2, and that was actually the plan. We were gonna go very long with volume 2, but then I was like, the attention span nowadays is not, you know what I mean? We can do the
That's
10,
what everybody said.
the 10 or the 12, but more than that, I think we're pushing it, right? So we made a conscious decision to just split it in 2. And it worked out.
And the producer, you said what's his name? MK?
And NK.
NK. He's from out here.
He's actually from Chino, California.
California, okay.
Yeah.
So y'all emailing back and forth.
Yeah, we connected through Instagram. I can't remember, and we laugh about this all the time, because I can't remember if he hit me up first or I hit him up first. We can't remember, but it was like one of us saw
what was going on.
Exactly, and hit the other up, right? And it was just from then, it's like, that's the homie.
So the last project, how much of the beats did he produce?
The whole thing. The full thing. Yeah.
What about the project for tomorrow that's coming out?
Tomorrow, so my Hugo Stranges. So Hugo Strange, I released one last October. This is part 2. So it's always a mix of different producers, right? So it's always like a collection of, and that's why it's like the mind of Hugo Strange. It's things like the ideas and stuff in my mind that I'm getting out of the way, but it doesn't necessarily have a home, right? It's just wild creations that I'm putting out on the world. Like Hugo Strange, you know, messes with the patients and then sends them out. It's like my creations, I'm letting them loose out in the world. So I have producers like Sunjin from Japan. NK, actually, NK does have one beat on this project. Who else do I have on there? Shit. Stack Moolah from out in Montreal, and that was the first single. I just dropped the video today for Wordsmith Supreme.
Okay, I ain't seen the video. You dropped the video
today?
Yeah,
it dropped maybe like 18 hours ago.
Okay.
But that one's doing well. Stack Moolah. And yeah, there's a wide variety of, always for my Hugo Stranges, and that's what I'm going to do. So Hugo Strange 3, it's going to be a collection of different producers. It's not just going to be one producer.
How many songs are on this project that's dropping? 10 songs.
Mm-hmm.
How many videos you got already?
One so far.
And what's the plan? How many you plan on dropping?
3 or 4.
Okay. For the whole project, or?
For the whole project, and I'm still catching up because I am recently releasing very frequently, so I'm still catching up. So there's going to be videos that are coming from the last project, right? The project before. So.
Do you feel like you're wasting music by putting 10 songs out on a project?
No.
Okay.
You might gravitate to song 1, they might gravitate to song 2, dude down the road might gravitate to song 5. It's different. It's, even though it's along the same vein, there's different things for different people, right? So people gravitate to different things, right? That's why we all have opinions and shit, right? So, yeah, I don't think it's a waste.
So what made you, like, you said Ghost influenced you, so that's why you do the mask thing?
Yeah, well, one of my influences.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of people telling you to take the mask off, you want to see your face, or?
They respect it. I get the jokes, like, you know what I mean? Who is it under a mask? And I make the jokes too. Like, you never know, I could be in a grocery store right beside you, you would have no idea, right? So, yeah, no, people are respectful and cool. I get stares a lot, right? Like, you walk into the spot to perform and it's like, oh damn, he's in a mask and he's rocking it the whole time. And it gets sweaty sometimes underneath this bitch. Right?
I was just gonna say that. It must get hot under there.
Yeah, it does at times, yeah. But it's Canada, so when winter hits, oh shit,
it works.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Sorry, hold on.
No worries.
What is it you think you're bringing to the game that's not here already?
I think I'm bringing creativity back to the game. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. It's not what you do, it's how it's done, right? So I can't say I'm the innovator of this style, but what I am doing is honoring the style and keeping it going. Yeah.
Okay. And like, how many, as far as in the area, how many other people would you say are bringing what you bringing? Like,
in the area?
Mm-hmm. Or within, you know.
Not many. Raz Fresco. Yeah. And he might be the only one, and I think we're still different. There's sometimes he has comic references, comic aesthetic, but I think I dive deeper in. Like, I live that, I breathe that. I am a villain, right? So I think there are comparisons there. I can see where people might compare, but we're totally different. I think to me it's apples and oranges. So that's the closest. No one other than that, no one's doing what I'm doing, and that's not to be cocky, but I don't see anyone doing this type of style that I'm doing. I don't see anyone doing it.
What are your plans for your music and what you got going on? Are you trying to stay independent and get your independent buzz going, or you want to get picked up by a label with some investors, some backing?
So if we are gonna bring in, if labels were to holler, I think it would have to be on a partnership type thing, because I do a lot of this shit myself, right? It would definitely have to be, what are you adding on? What are they adding on to this situation? Because I mean, I record myself. I have my own home studio. I shoot and edit my own videos. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know. So I do a lot of this shit myself. About to start dibbling and dabbling with production too. So yeah, I do a lot of shit myself. Marketing and shit like that. I feel like I kind of stumbled into something. Especially with the mask, I notice people really fuck with the music. They fuck with the mask, the mystique, or whatever it is, right? So it's like, I notice, I'm like, oh shit, they're really fucking with me. Even the homies, they're like, yo, they really fuck with you. And I don't take compliments well, so it's like, I feel like it's like the okey doke, right? If you get what I'm saying. So I'm always like, yeah, okay, but it's true, man. They are fucking with me, and I'm so grateful. But I kind of realized what it was. And now I'm gonna keep it pushing.